What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into Jon Stewart War Journal issue number 6, Jon Stewart versus the Revenant Queen. And so far throughout this series, what we have seen is the Revenant Queen is somehow linked to the Dark Stars. The Dark Stars more of a reference to back in the day before the Green Lanterns. Dark Stars were kind of a police force for the universe, but inevitably they were kind of phased out. We're not sure if these Dark Stars are connected to the DC continuity from back in the day. For all we know, the Dark Stars could be something completely refreshed, renewed, or just something completely new. It is yet to truly specify how all of this is connected, but we do learn of a connection that is going to take us to the Superman comics of the War World saga. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, we pick up in the midst of battle. The Revenant Queen and her forces, they charge on Jon Stewart and the Shepherd. Now there are a couple of individuals that are Green Lanterns of the United Planets, but these guys are not tested in battle. They lack the willpower to actually fight this fight. Jon Stewart knows that firepower alone against these numbers, they're not gonna win it. That they have to take down the Revenant Queen, as Jon Stewart begins to put up giant barricades, like constructs of helicopter Apaches coming in and just carpet bombing. This is when the Revenant Queen releases some kind of giant creature, some kind of arachnid climbing over this wall. This is where Jon Stewart sends giant blasts right through the monster. The Shepherd releasing his power, fire-breathing light constructs coming in and just decimating this thing, absolutely destroying it. This is when Varun comes up to Jon Stewart and tries attacking him. Jon Stewart really being done with this guy. He goes straight Gundam, a mechanized monster with two giant hammers as the hands, and he smashes Varun. But the thing about Varun and his species is they are shapeshifters, that even being smashed, it is not enough to kill their species. And when Varun was connected through the ring, he saw a great deal of Jon Stewart. As soon as this dude mentions Jon Stewart's mama, bro, Jon Stewart blasts him. Like a Mega Man cannon, he blows Varun away, completely incinerates him, afterwards saying, "Don't talk about my mother." But as he goes to get back into the battle, we see one of the lanterns, they get attacked. And in this attack, he cuts off his own arm, telling the ring to let the United Planets know what happened here. The ring saying, "Space Sector 1417 scan for replacement sentient initiated." The battle raging on, we see Shepherd gets wounded fatally, thinking that they could have had this battle, that they could have won this fight, that they were enough to handle the Revenant Queen. The Shepherd has fallen. Jon Stewart coming in and grabbing his body. The ghost of Kyle Rayner still talking to him, still talking to Jon Stewart through the ring, letting him know that Shepherd is badly infected. It will only be moments before he turns. And he lets Jon Stewart know that he came here to save his hero. He knew that he would die here, and he would do it all the same again, telling him that only the Guardian and the Builder could save him at this point. Now, Jon Stewart, he's tired of people telling him what he can and cannot do, letting him know what his limitations are. This is where he goes and tries something new. Peering into him, what he can see is the light, a sentient light that corrupts flesh. This is what the Revenant Queen is doing. It transforms things into light, like the constructs. Light is the weapon of the Green Lanterns. We build with it, they shield with it, they arm themselves with it. This is where Jon Stewart gets an idea. Rather than build with it, could they transform with it? What if they became the light itself? This is where Jon Stewart becomes the light construct. He becomes the light of will, too bright and too strong to be corrupted. And with this, he becomes incorruptible. A light so powerful that any of the Revenant Queen's armies that stand before him now, they disintegrate before his eyes. And a lantern that is made from light would become invincible himself. With Jon Stewart touching the chest of Shepherd, Shepherd comes back to life. The infection has been cleared. asking what happened here. John lets him know that you did it. You came here to save me and my world, and today we're gonna win. Jon Stewart, still glowing, turning to the Revenant Queen, saying, before I put you in the ground, why don't you tell us who you are and what all of this has to do with the Dark Stars? The Revenant Queen saying that she has taken many hosts. No mortal shell can contain her power for long, but this body that she possesses was a spacefarer. All of her thoughts and memories now belong to whoever possesses her body. This power came to know Jon Stewart once it possessed the wife as its host, with its unborn child inside, a lantern herself, on her world. But this power is much more than that. This is Olgrun. Now, Olgrun is the power that we saw on Warworld, a god of gods. The power of Olgrun currently in the Super Twins, or at least a part of the power. And we have already seen some people try to come for this power. You gotta read the Superman comics to be keeping up with all of that. But Olgrun lets us know that the Radiant Dead are not constructs. They are a window which Olgrun's light may pass through it. And now that he has Jon Stewart, he will be able to reclaim his place as the God of Gods. Grabbing hold of Jon Stewart's leg, they all disappear, and Shepard is left behind, wondering what just happened. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. That is one heck of a twist. I was not expecting to see Olgrun pop up to be the person, or the god, behind all of this ongoing. What we learn is the Revenant Queen is in fact Jon Stewart's dead wife from another Earth. But more than that, the person that possesses her is Olgrun, the God of Gods. And we already know how powerful Olgrun is, or at least we have an idea of it, with how powerful these super twins are. The power that to harness the gods of New Genesis have even shown up to the doorstep of Superman, demanding to take this power because it cannot be left in the hands of children. Obviously, Superman was not having these kids just being taken away, and so Superman sent the gods packing. But we have yet to truly tap into their full potential, to see what they are truly capable of. We know that the power they possess is immeasurable, but how powerful can it be? Just a sliver of it in comparison to what we are seeing now. That the Revenant Queen and her dead, they're not necessarily lanterns, these aren't light constructs. He is using the people he infects as windows to his power. He is essentially infecting everybody, and a part of his power is bestowed upon them. Even the slightest bit of power makes these people superhuman. The Revenant Queen obviously having a sufficient amount of this power, making her more powerful than the Revenant Dead, or the Radiant Dead. The Radiant Dead and the Revenant Queen. One thing I am very happy about is we haven't really touched on Jon Stewart being godlike. He is god-level power himself. Now, many can speculate that he doesn't have this power because he returned home and turned away from the path that he was destined to go down. But I have seen no indication that that power was actually taken from him. So much so that he's just not using that power. And I think this comic further proves my point, that he has the capability to turn himself into a light construct, to pass this on to other lanterns like Lantern Shepard, and free themselves from the infection. Not only that, but the power levels that he has displayed throughout this fight have been on a whole other level. Levels that only Hal Jordan himself could even begin to attempt. But now he is about to face the God of Gods. He is going to face Olgrun himself. And so if there is ever a time to display the full potential of Jon Stewart, the time is now. Let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you want to get caught up on everything that is going on with Green Lantern War Journal, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It's gonna get you completely caught up on everything that is going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you're unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.